Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the winter solstice. I'm just looking at your messages. Let me just check. And we've got so many souls coming from different places, so I'm just going to read them out before we start. So we've got Italy, Sweden, Zimbabwe, Africa, US. Let's have a look. Cape Town, South Africa, Atlanta, Germany, Australia. So if you're in Australia, it's early hours of the morning for you. So welcome. South Africa again, Tennessee, Texas, London. I know London. Lip Hook, UK. I know that one as well. South Africa. Welcome everyone. Canada, New Jersey, USA, Colorado, Estonia, Spain. There's so many. North Carolina, Ireland, Ivory Coast. Where is the Ivory Coast? I'm not sure. Finland, Denmark, Surrey, BC, Missouri, New Zealand again, Oklahoma. So very early hours of the morning for New Zealand. Texas as well, Pacific, USA, Netherlands, Germany. It's amazing. Hermosa Beach. I know that one. India as well. So India must be midnight there, 5 hours ahead. So well done for staying up. Okay, let's have another London, South Carolina, Latvia, New Zealand, Belgium, Riverside, CA, Indiana, West Texas, Sweden, Greece, Atlanta, Canada again, California, Nevada City, California, Argentina, welcome. So beautiful. New Zealand, London, Congo, Africa, Norway. This is amazing. Spain, Canada, Germany. Let's see. Sydney. We're getting a lot of people from Sydney at the moment. Welcome. Another one. Melbourne, Australia, Florida, Perth, Berlin, Canada, Connecticut, Brighton, Netherlands, Munich. So beautiful. Portsmouth, Finland, Puerto Rico, and welcome, Florida. Let's see, Germany as well, Austin. My goodness, so amazing. Sweden, South Africa, Austin again, Minnesota, Ireland, Egypt, Czech Republic, Switzerland. Oh, it goes on. It's amazing. Welcome, everyone. So good to have you here. I wanted to do this in a winter solstice event. I tend to do it on the winter solstice. I do it every year just to bring the community together, for us all to be in one space, to feel each other's energy, to come together as a human family, as a soul family, and just celebrate and prepare ourselves for the next year. What I do in these sessions, I tune into the group energy. So all of you, as you join, it changes. So I don't prepare in advance. I have written some themes down, but I prepare the session and I tune into the forecast for 2025. Last year I was asked to do it month on month, so I'll be doing that again this time. I'll go through month on month. The word I keep hearing and keep seeing before I step in is collapse. The collapsing of the old world. So I will talk about that and I'll guide you through. We set some intentions as well, and then we do a source channeling. So I'll be doing a channeling for you. I've also picked some cards as well. And also we'll have some shares. So just a chance for you to talk, to share. We'll get a couple of shares because there's quite a few. We had over 600 people joining. Not sure how many are going to be live with us today, but a beautiful turnout. And yeah, it's just beautiful to see all of you here, and it's just so heartwarming to bring us all together. And just to know you're not on your own. We're doing this together. We're going through this journey and this transformation and this transition together, and we're all one big human family from all over the world, which is just so amazing. So welcome. It's so lovely to see you. So let's have a couple of shares. We're not here to create fear. Fear creates more fear. If we put the seed of fear into everyone, then we're going to take everyone into fear. And we have to be very mindful of how we use our energy to uplift or to create more fear. Through this time, I say to you, stay in the presence of joy, in the presence of just peace, and seeing the visions of the new world that you want to see. So, don't see the doom and gloom. There will be many stories. You hear about 3 days of darkness. I don't know what that means. And that's not my reality. That's not the timeline I'm tuning into. I'm not tuning into the timelines of the floods. I'm not. You have infinite timelines available to you, and you can tune into any of those timelines. Your choice, your creation, your experience here on the human plane. You have to choose what timelines you're going to tune into. You have to choose which timelines you're going to align with. You can align with joy, you can align with happiness, you can align with playful creation and abundance, and just soul family and living on land that is prosperous, where the water is harmonious, where there is peace and harmony. So you have to really, through this Christmas time, get your vision boards out, sit in meditations, visualize what your new earth is going to look like, because everyone's going to have a very different experience of their new earth. Everyone is going to have a very different experience of their new earth, and it's up to you what you choose. So please don't buy into the fear. Choose love. Choose love every time. Choose love and choose the visions that you want to create, because you really are the painter, and it's your tapestry and it's your creation. Okay, so that's so important. So even with podcasts and social media, be mindful of what you watch. Be mindful of what you watch and what you tune into. And if it doesn't feel aligned for you, switch it off. If it feels aligned, watch it. If it doesn't, please don't. So there is going to be, the guides have said to me that there are going to be tectonic shifts through this time, but they're not going to happen all in one go. Like, the world is not going to fall apart. The next year is about the great collapse. I'll share some of the messages that I wrote down on my paper before you all came. So next year is about the great collapse, but the great collapse, it's the end of superficiality. So, we're moving into soul bonds. We're moving into the time of the soul and the heart. We're moving into soul bonds, soul mates, soul connections, soul magic, soul technologies coming online, love. And so we're moving past superficiality. So, if you are in superficial relationships, they will be coming to an end. They will be collapsing, because when we are in superficial relationships, there's no depth, and we're here to deepen our bonds. We are here to become more intimate with each other, more vulnerable, more open, more allowing of our soul to express through us. And if we are in superficial relationships and superficial connections, we cannot deepen those bonds. We cannot get into that deep heart space where Spirit now wants to take us. So it's really important through this time that you look at your lives and you look at where you're using your energy, and look at where you're wasting your energy and where you're having superficial conversations, because they're not going to fulfill you and fill you through this next phase. So very mindful of where you're using your energy. The next one, surrender control. We've been living in a 3D world where it's about control, it's about ego, it's about the mind, it's about the mind having control over the heart. But now we're moving into the heart, and we're letting go of the ego. We're surrendering the ego to tap into the heart, and you have to get beyond the ego to tap into the heart. And so next year, we're learning to become more fluid. We're learning to become like water. And next year, you're going to be really tested where you are controlling, where your mind has a lot of control, where there is restriction, resistance. Resistance is a big one that will come up next year for us to look at. So anywhere where we are resisting change, trying to hold on to the narrative of our old life, Spirit will say, let go, just surrender, just allow the change to happen. Allow yourselves to move through this time moment by moment by staying present. And allow yourselves to expand into the new vistas that we want to show you. Can you see the world with new eyes through this time? Can you open your perspective and your consciousness to experience something very new, because very new is coming in. But we must let go of the resistance so that we can allow the new to come in. These new energies that have come in. I mean, we were in Egypt. It was just so profound, and we're still recovering. with all the energetic upgrades that we had, but we're floating in a new space. And as you float in these new spaces, Spirit will ask you to open up your vessel. So, you know, we can be very attached to our human identity and our roles we play, and in our relationships as well, mother, father, you know, brother, and all these roles, spouse, that we play. We're going beyond that now to reveal the soul and the true self. And so Spirit is asking you to let go of your attachment to your identity, attachment to the roles that you've played, not to feel guilty about the changes that are happening within you. And if you're being called to step out into a new space, to allow yourselves to step into the new space, and just, you know, and go through the shift, which is really important, to go through this shift with fluidity. So that was one, surrender control. Be fluid like water. That's going to come up for everyone next year. So just see where you're controlling, where you're trying to hold on to the old ways, because that shift is coming. Unity of minds and hearts. So creating coherence between the mind and the heart. So that's something that you've got to do, like get this balance between your masculine and your feminine, between the mind and the heart, between spirit and soul, you know, between infinite, the infinite self and the human self. It's really key that we get this nice flow going so that we can tap into spirit and we can tap into soul. We can tap into the body. We can listen from the heart, beyond the ego mind, getting beyond the ego mind. So meditation is going to be important. Breath work is also going to be important. Staying peaceful, nature walks, you know, music as well. I play a lot of music and I dance a lot. So that helps me get into a really high vibration, which is really important. So creating harmony and unity of your minds and hearts is going to be absolutely key next year. Resurrection of temples of healing, magic, alchemy, sound. So we're getting back to the ancient ways, and Thoth has been really present. What he's doing is creating a structure. He's connecting souls around the world at the moment. Souls from Atlantis who are here to bring their technologies to Earth, and he's connecting us all on a deeper level. So, you know, it's really interesting. The people that are coming into my life are all mentioning Thoth and their connection with Thoth. So he's having an impact and he's connecting various souls, because we've got to come together now to build these temples and to build the structures that we use in Atlantis, in Lemuria, in ancient Egypt. Those memories, those alchemies, those technologies, those magical gifts are now coming online as these energies come in. So it's a time to build, to collaborate, to come together, and to resurrect the old temples and schools of magic. So there's a lot going to be happening next year. I mean, I'm opening the schools of magic, the temple path of the High Initiate. I'm starting in January. We will be going to the Isis and Hathor schools, the Magdalene schools, we're working with the Emerald tablets again as well, going deeper, because they want us to reconnect with our magic. So these will give us DNA activations and also help us to remember the magic. So it's going to be exciting. So it's all about magic next year. End of institutions was another one that came to me when I was tuning in, the hierarchy system. So the collapse of banks, the collapse of governments, government leaders that are narcissistic and controlling. You'll see a lot about narcissism right now. We're working on, I mean, I did a course just recently for the groups. We're getting beyond narcissistic control. You know, where our energy has been depleted, where we've had energy vampires in our life, where we have been manipulated and deceived and betrayed. We're looking at all of that because we've got to get that balance right. And the way we get that balance right is by getting back to the masculine feminine balance within us, taking back our power, taking back our sovereignty, taking back our energy, and then creating from that still point of sacred union within. So this is going to be really important, where you are to look at your lives, look at where you are in institutions. So even the traditional marriages will be falling apart because we're moving into 5D. And in 5D, it's about soul bonds, soul love, heart-to-heart connections, beyond the identity, beyond age, culture, religion, society, social structures and what we've been taught in the third dimension that puts love in a box. We're going beyond that now. This is about soul to soul love, soul to soul bonds, soul to soul connections. So anything that is institutionalized, and is an old institution, is an old way of doing things, they're collapsing. The banks have power over humanity. They will be collapsing, but it's not to fear that, because as you see this collapsing, do not fear it. The structures of the new world are already built underneath, like they've already been born. And they're coming up. So there will be another system that will overtake. So you will not be in this space of, just, you won't be lost. Like, you've got to connect with abundance and know that you are abundant, and know that your source provides your abundance. We will be doing some money courses next year as well. But there is a system in place already that is going to take us into the next level of, not institutions, but systems that support humanity rather than banks that have control over us. So anywhere where there's control, anywhere where there's government institutions that control us, they're all going to be highlighted for us to see. And then we're going to come up with new systems that are going to help and support the thriving of humanity rather than being in survival and control. So that's going to come up very strongly next year. And removing our mask to reveal the true self. So, wherever you're hiding and still playing small and still playing an identity to please people around you, you won't be able to do that next year, because it's about the true self coming through you. It's literally like I used to feel like the Incredible Hulk, I was trying to play this role of wife, mother, and yet my soul was just ripping through my chest, like, just get this suit off. It was so strong and so poignant for me that I needed to just be my true self. So that's going to happen very strongly next year, where your true self just wants to come out, like, just get me out of this suit so I can be my true self. So wherever you're hiding, wherever you're wearing a mask, look at that, because that will come up for New Year. Yeah, okay. So taking off the mask to reveal the true self. Stay where you, okay, this was a message from Spirit. Stay where you are, or allow us to show you a new way. And this is where your rigidity and your control is going to come up for you. How controlling are you? Are you going to trust Spirit to show you a new vista and a new reality and a new timeline for you? Or are you going to hold on to the way you've known things that is very narrow and fixed, because it's looking through the ego mind? Are you going to allow Spirit to show you what's possible, or are you going to stay where you are and stay in stagnant places that limit your soul and keep you constricted? So that's really important. Hello, Andrew. Welcome, welcome. Lovely to see you. Anywhere where there's competition, jealousy, comparison, survival, this all comes from survival consciousness. This comes from the 3D system, where we have competed. When you, as a child, you're taught to compete against another child. We're tested at school, which, and you're always comparing yourself to another person. And then there's jealousy and envy and, competition and comparisons. And we're getting beyond all that. We're not here to do that. We're here to thrive. We're here to support one another. We're here to see each other's gifts. Your gifts are your gifts. My gifts are my gifts. Our gifts are not the same. And it's to know that you are to step into your own soul gifts and not look over your shoulder at anyone else. Be true to yourself. I've never looked over my shoulder at anyone else. I just stay true to myself, and I keep showing up every day to be the very best version of myself. And that's all I need to think about. Because if we start to compare ourselves to others, we'll never step out. We'll just hold ourselves back because we'll think we're not good enough. And, we got to get beyond the not good enough, but knowing we are good enough and what we have inside of us is enough. So getting beyond that, getting beyond judgment as well, and just loving each other and supporting each other and supporting the vision that we came here and the mission that we've come here to anchor. Really, that's really important. Seeing the world with new eyes, entering unknown places with awe and not fear. So, I was just talking about fear. Many souls will create fear through this time, but you are to see this time as awe. in awe as a child of the cosmos, to see this new level of higher consciousness coming to earth. Like the earth is moving to a new space, it's lifting. Okay, the earth is moving now, we're all moving into a higher consciousness. What are we going to experience at this level? And if things are collapsing in your life and there are tower moments in your life, it's because then to get you out of stagnancy, maybe you've been stubborn and spirit wants to now make you fluid. If your structures were built on unstable grounds in survival, you are going to be moved out of that. So, you know, we are an inspiration for each other, but those tower moments are really important because spirit knows what you're capable of. So if you have a tower moment in your life, just to breathe into it, move through it moment by moment, step by step, and trust that there is a higher purpose for you, and spirit is trying to get you to where you're meant to be, where you can shine your light, to get you out of stagnancy, to get you aligned with the souls that you're meant to meet, and to get you doing the work that you came to do on a higher level as your higher self here on the earth. So not to fear the tower moments, but to trust that they're happening for you, always happening for you, and that's really important. So those were some of the ones I had. I got more. Let's have a look. Not to be afraid of change, which is really important. To drop the illusions and walls that restrict the essence of soul love. So, you know, this is a topic I'm going to talk a lot about next year. But we're moving into a space of 5D, which we haven't been in before in a physical body. Like when we leave this body, we merge back into oneness. Now we're moving towards oneness now. Okay, so we're moving from duality towards oneness. And as we move towards oneness, we let go of attachment to our identity. The identity starts to dissolve, our structures start to dissolve, and then it becomes about heart-to-heart connection, our hearts merging as one, where there's no more identity. How are we going to experience love when our hearts just want to merge? When there's so much love coming in, how are we going to share our love with another? Because we have all these constrictions on love, and we've boxed love in the third and fourth dimension. Now in 5D, so much love is coming in. How are we going to experience that love? So this is a topic that I'm going to open up discussion in the new year of how we're going to move and navigate these times on earth, because there will be a lot of judgment in the world as we step into unity consciousness, unconditional love. Like when our hearts are expanded and we've got all this love to share, how are we going to share our love with others? You know, are we going to be judged for sharing our love? How can we share our love? So there's a real big topic of discussion, because when you step into your divine feminine or divine masculine, you become very magnetic. Like you can feel my love because I've stepped into my divine feminine. That love becomes very magnetic, and many souls will feel that essence of spirit, of source moving through my heart. My heart is so big, it has so much love for so many souls. How are we going to express that love with others? Through community, through, you know, heart-to-heart connections, through conversations, through loving each other and experiencing the depth of soul love and soul bonds. So this is the next phase we're stepping into, in a human vessel, which means we get to experience divine love in a vessel, and to get to feel and touch and sense that beautiful love in a human vessel, which is really special for us. So human love boxes love in, and soul love is free, you know. Can you liberate your love? Can you liberate your love? The infinite heart, the well that keeps on giving. The infinite heart, the well that keeps on giving, keeps deepening the abyss of one love and one consciousness. Allow yourselves to fall and float into the abyss of one love, and allow us to love you in many, multiple ways, dear ones. Allow ourselves to love you in multiple ways. So that's a message from Spirit to reflect on as we expand in this next phase. Another message that came through before I came on: your happiness matters. So these messages are for this group. Your happiness matters. Let go of guilt. Your peace matters. Forgive the past. Love is the way. Love thyself. Know that you deserve love, happiness, and open to soul love. A love that has no bounds, no restrictions, that flows like the water. We don't hold back our love to you, dear ones. Don't hold back from receiving it. That's just so beautiful. I'm going to read that again. Your happiness matters. Let go of guilt. Your peace matters. Love is the way. Forgive the past. Love thyself. Know that you deserve happiness and open to soul love. A love that has no bounds, no restrictions, that flows like a waterfall. We don't hold back our love to you, dear ones. Don't hold back from receiving it. I love that. And that's really what we're stepping into through this time. So I would say to you, focus on love, focus on joy, focus on connection, focus on community, focus on building the new world. Don't focus on fear. Don't focus on the collapse. Don't focus on the floods. Don't focus on being displaced. Don't focus on that. Focus on love, and that's what we're going to build together. So that's really important. Okay, I wanted to share some cards as well that came out, that jumped out. This one, soul bonds, soulmates. This was in the messages I gave. This is a time for soulmates, community, soul connections, soul love, soul technologies. This is what we're stepping into, deepening bonds, being vulnerable, opening our hearts to each other, trusting ourselves as well in relationships. Another card, community, came out. This is a time to build our new communities that support the thriving of each other and, earth. Building communities so that no one ever feels alone. This is something I'm really passionate about. No one should feel alone on earth. This is why, we have these starseed and lightworker communities, because we've always felt different. We haven't fitted in. So now we're building communities for us where we never feel alone again. So community is really important through this time, to know that you belong, that your tribe is out there, and to trust where your energy wants to go and where it wants to connect and what you feel is aligned for you. This one as well, it expresses what I've just said. Come to the edge. Come to the edge, because Spirit wants to give you a new experience. So see what's unfolding in your life at the moment. See what is coming into your life at the moment, and allow yourselves to come to the edge, because we're about to go on a beautiful new adventure. Can you allow change? Can you open to the new? Can you come to the edge and not fear it, but step into it and into the unknown, because that's where the magic lies. Have a look at what you're doing by the book. Like, if you are rigid in your mindset and you're stuck in your ways, I have to do it this way. Do you really have to do it that way? Can you open your perspective and be more fluid to experience something new? The more open we are, the more Spirit can bring to us, the more new spaces we can move into, and the more new ideas come to us. So by the book, see where you are living your life by the book. Poised for a new beginning. And if you look at, I hope you can see me on your screen, she's poised, she's ready for a new beginning. She's looking up to Spirit. She's open and willing to explore herself in a new way. And that's where be like water. Yes, like Bruce Lee, I say that a lot, Andrew. Be like water. Like, when you pour water into a mug or a teapot, it takes the shape of the teapot. Can we be fluid so that we can move into new spaces, like with fluidity and flexibility? Loyal hearts, loyalty. We've dealt with betrayal, we've dealt with dishonesty, we've dealt with manipulation, and all of that bullshit of the 3D world that we came to learn our lessons. But now it's a time for loyal hearts building together, trusting each other, loving each other, supporting one another, thriving together. We can do this, and we're here to be an example of this. We are here to be a living example of this, to show the world what is possible. So let's focus on that rather than the doom and gloom. Let's focus on building and creating from love. That is really key through this time. So let's just take a deep breath and just take all of that information in. And learning to listen to your dreams. And how your soul wants to express itself, what it wants to experience. Be it touch, tenderness, connection, conversation, intimacy, love, creation, whatever it is that you want to experience, do not dim it, do not suppress it, allow it to come up from your life force, from your sacral. What do you desire, dear ones? What do you desire? Can you allow yourselves to hear your own desires before you share them with another? Can you simply allow yourselves to hear what your soul desires and just listen? Listen from the depths of your being what your soul desires and what it wants to experience here on the earth. Can you allow it to bubble up from deep within you to your heart, where you can receive it, and allow it to be released. Allow it to be centered in your heart and to be held with compassion and love. There's no wrong, there's no right. It's your experience here on the earth. How would you like your experience to be? What does your heaven on earth look like? What are you suppressing so deep down and pushing down because of judgment, or how you will be perceived by others, or how your family will reject you if you express this part of you? Can you let go of the judgment of others and simply allow it to move through you, up your spine and into your heart, where you can simply receive it for yourselves and just hold it in love and compassion. This is really important, that you can hold your suppressed dreams and feelings with love and compassion in your own hearts. So key. And to allow yourselves to ask yourselves why you want to experience this. To become so intimate with yourselves and know yourselves at the deepest level, so that you can know another. We can only know another when we know ourselves at the deepest level. When we've been vulnerable with ourselves and asked these soul-searching questions of ourselves, then we can deepen bonds with another. And there's no more superficiality. How deep do you want to go, dear ones? Because depth is here, like the ocean. We are so deep. Allow yourselves to dive deep and to understand your soul at the deepest level. What have you suppressed that wants to now come up to be expressed, to be held in love, to be cherished, to be nourished, to be nurtured, to be received, to be expressed, to be brought into the light? And this is the gift of the winter solstice that we would like you to tune into at this time. What would you like to express through this time? Because you matter, dear one, and your happiness matters. And we ask you to let go of guilt. And guilt is a silent killer. It kills our dreams. Allow your happiness to bubble up from within you. your happiness, your dreams, your vision, your life is important. Your passions, important. Because we cannot experience joy until we allow the deepest passions that we hold within our soul to come up to the surface, to be seen by us, to be accepted first by us. Only then can they be accepted by another. Only then will we change the world around us to be more liberal, to be more open, to be more fluid, if we stop rejecting ourselves and our dreams. So be with that for a few moments and see what's lurking deep under the shadows at the depth of your ocean that wants some expression through this time. All is acceptable. And when you allow all to be acceptable, you will truly liberate your soul. And sometimes that can be hard when people around you are not growing. But you are here to be an inspiration of a new world that is liberated, where your soul is free, where they can see you in your joy, in your expression, and then you'll inspire them to change, to take action on their dreams. We're not here to live limited lives. We're here to go beyond what has been possible in the past. But we can only do that when we liberate our soul and we set ourselves free. Where are you still trapped? Where are you still holding yourselves back? Where are you still playing into the old world? Where are you still hiding your true selves? Where are you still hiding your desires and pushing them down? Because you won't be able to push them down for much longer. Everything is floating up to the surface to be seen, to be received. The spirit moving through you. Light lifting up your dreams to the surface, to float on the ocean bed, to float at the top of the ocean. And so we ask you to surrender control and allow. Surrender control, and then there's less struggle. Surrender the ego and drop into your heart and have compassion for yourselves and your journey. Focus on liberating yourselves through this time. Focus on what brings you joy. Focus on love and connection. Focus on community that supports you, where you are seen, held, received, acknowledged, loved, dear ones, where you are loved. Go to spaces where you are loved, where you can receive the gift of love, infinite love that keeps on giving, where your well will never deplete. It regenerates and it continues to expand and grow. There's no end to love, but you must allow yourselves to receive love, to receive the infinite love that is possible for you. To allow yourselves to explore yourselves, because you are all explorers, travelers of the universe that found your way to Earth, to come back and experience life in a human vessel. But ultimately, you are cosmic beings, explorers of the cosmos, brave souls that came to Earth to have a human experience. But you came to liberate yourselves in this lifetime, to go into the fifth dimension and beyond in a physical vessel. That has never happened before. And this is why it is such a great time to be here on earth, to experience divine love in a physical vessel, to experience your heartbeat from an awakened consciousness, to merge into oneness and become one with the cosmos again in a physical vessel, to feel the sensations and energy moving, pulsing through your body. You came for that. Can you allow it, dear ones? Can you allow yourselves to expand and grow and become the entire cosmos, and allow all your walls and illusions to dissolve, so that you can return back to oneness, which is where we are now going. Source love, moving, pulsing through your veins, your blood, your cells, your organs, your muscles. In every cell of your body, source love wants to move through you, flow through you. It will enrich you. You'll become healthy again. Your life will become joyous, peaceful, happy, joyful, soulful, fulfilled at the deepest level. Can you allow this? Can you, dear ones, allow this to become your reality here on earth? And we're just going to hold you in our hearts and allow you to just feel the love that wants to flow through you. So just open your hearts, dear ones, and receive our love. Receive our love. Feel the love of Isis, Osiris, Horus, Hathor, Thoth. Feel the love of the Atlantean High Councils. Feel the love of the Emerald City of Light. Feel the love of Source. Feel the love of the I Am Councils of Light. Feel the love of Christ and the Christ consciousness that is anchoring on the earth. Feel the love of the ninth dimension, the Arcturians, the Palladians, the archangels, the ascended masters, the Sophia dragons, and the dragon collective. There are so many dragon collectives. Feel the love of your higher selves anchoring deeper into your body. Feel the love of Source vibrating, radiating in every cell, permeating through every membrane, every nucleus in your vessel, in your field. Calling back your power, dear ones, calling back your light. Remembering your sovereignty and who you truly are, and standing in your sovereignty as a divine being here on earth, no longer a victim of your reality, of your story. The moment you take back your power and know that you created that story to experience suffering, to experience enlightenment, to move into enlightenment, you will become empowered. What did you learn from your story? And the moment you take back your power, you step into your sovereignty. If you chose suffering, you can also choose liberation. Your choice, your story, your creation, your tapestry, your dream. So dear ones, just take some deep breaths as we start to bring you the forecast for 2025. And they're showing me the Gregorian calendar, so we will be shifting into the galactic calendar as time goes on. 13 months. 13 is the number of the goddess, the divine feminine energy, so that is returning to earth. The galactic calendar is returning to earth through this time. And the words I hear: reset, collapsing of the old timelines, to remember that you are shifting in energy and moving into new spaces, which means your old realities will start to dissolve and collapse because your energy is no longer there. Allow the dissolving, allow the letting go, be fluid, just see what's dropping away. It no longer serves you. Can you trust what's dropping away and allow yourselves to step and stay fluid and stay present in the moment, and allow Spirit to show you what's coming in next. The next step will be shown. The next step will be shown. Many of you will be stepping into your next soul selves and your soul expression and new soul identities. This may trigger a lot of people around you, but you are still to step into them and become all that you are meant to be. Allow your soul to grow. So collapse is the energy of January, and reset, deepening your bond with yourselves. February. February is the month of love. And there's a lot of heart expansion happening in February. The energies that came in December will now start to filter through by February, integrate into the heart. And you will start to make ways and move towards love, deeper love. Divine unions coming in for souls, divine connections, more community finding their way to you. More souls on the same wavelength coming in to journey together. More unity of hearts, more expansion of the heart. Love is the way. In February, love is the way. So connect with your hearts and see where your heart wants to guide you in February. The collapse will continue in the outside world. You are not to focus on that. You're focused on your heart and your creations, and staying centered and staying in peace and harmony. March. I see travel, exploration, exploring yourselves, new ideas coming to the fore, new adventures of the heart, new creations, new structures being built, more collaborations, more coming together of community and heart-centered souls, more souls waking up and coming online, like completely coming online. So they're not going through the phases of waking up, they're literally coming online, and so is their magic. New technologies coming to earth, AI is expanding, so is your consciousness to match it. And go where your heart calls you. And it may mean traveling to new destinations where you are being called to hold space and be at this time in March. New seeds of growth, new fertilized ideas, new seeds to birth into your sacred soil, your soul. April. The word they give me, fantasy. Bring your fantasies to earth. Bring your 5D selves to the physical. What are your dreams, dear ones? What is in fantasy form that you can now collapse time and bring it into the physical? What are you seeing in the fantasy world, in your dreams, that you need to bring to earth at this time in April? Plant the seeds, take inspired action, start to create. I am seeing floods on the earth in April. Just trust, Mother Earth is also changing, expanding, purging, transforming, becoming more of herself. The floods will wash away the old energy, the trauma in the lands. The Middle East will continue to go through its ups and downs. There's so much trauma in the land, from bloodshed and wars and disharmony and fighting and battles. There is so much bloodshed in the earth. That's where the earthquakes will take place, the cracking of the soil to unleash and release the pain and the trauma of the past. And then the floods will come to wash away the old energy and regenerate the land to become new. May, more travel, going where your heart desires, deepening your bonds with yourselves, deepening your connection to your heart, more soul journeys, more souls coming into your life, a lot of fear in the outside world, a lot of chaos in the 3D world. You're not to focus on that. You're to focus on your joy. You're to focus on building the new structures. You're to focus on spirit and channeling in your guides and listening to the seeds that you are being called to plant. We are building a new world, dear ones, and your focus is key. Keep your visions aligned with your heart, and the moment you drop into fear, come back to your heart and know that your heart will show you the way. The steps are already there. The moment you drop into your heart and love, the steps will appear. Remember, when you step into the unknown, you will always have the next step appearing. That will take you one step at a time. Let go of your fixed plans, your 5-year plans, your 10-year plans. They're all changing. Stay fluid like water. Stay fluid like water. And there will be more fighting in the world, more chaos, more governments falling apart, leaders collapsing, monetary issues in the systems. But there is another system coming online. Cryptos will be doing well at this time. In the summer months, May, June, July, you will see an expansion of that digital currency coming online. And this is the other system that's coming in that will support everyone. Many new companies coming out of the woodwork that are more supportive of humanity and all of us thriving in the world. The big banks will be collapsing slowly, and any darkness coming to light, darkness in Hollywood, in Bollywood, where there is child trafficking, where there are sex slaves and suppression of souls and entrapment, coming to the surface to be healed, cleared, released, liberated. Again, we see horses being set free, children being set free, women being set free. New education systems coming in for children to learn a more wholesome system of education rather than wasting their energy. So new systems, new teaching tools coming online. Just take a deep breath as we step into June. The word I hear is abundance. To connect with the energy of abundance and allow abundance to bless your lives. There's so much abundance coming in, dear ones. Can you let go of your rigidity and your inflexibility and your deservedness to allow abundance to bless your lives? Because abundance is coming in. Abundance is pouring in. Can you allow yourselves to receive abundance in all ways? Okay. Deep breath as we go into July. And I'm just going to play the sound bowls. They just want to be played. July. Let's tune into July. And the word I see is floods. There will be a lot of floods in the summer months. Again, not to fear. Mother Earth is cleansing so that she can form new lands, release the old energy, stay in a high vibration, and trust where you are guided. If you stay in a high vibration, you will be held in love and you will be exactly where you need to be. And you'll be supported by spirits, so stay connected and just observe the cleansing of the earth. So floods in July. Fires in August in California, and they were very strong. This last year we went to California and those fires were out of control. More fires are coming, and the fires are purging to help us come back to the shamanic ways of dealing with fire and wildfires and forest fires, and learning to get back to the ancient ways of working with the earth, asking the ancient ones to guide us, the shamans, to show us the way, to learn from them, to learn to how to understand and connect and co-create with the land. So the fires will be ripe in August. Again, trust where you are, stay in a high vibration, and just allow the shifts to happen and the purification. And I can see many of you asking, yes, it will be in California, the fires, some parts of Mexico, and where the land is dry, and also along the fault lines. That's where the tectonic plates are shifting, the lands are shifting, and there will start to be a breaking away of states wanting to do their own thing, wanting to be liberated, wanting to live in a higher vibration, wanting to have their own rules, wanting to express themselves the way they want to, wanting to be free. Yes, California will start to split away, energetically first. Florida will start to split away. Also, Texas is coming into my visions. Texas will also want its own rules and want to be liberated from the rest of the USA. So a lot of change coming in the USA. Again, the purging will continue in the Middle East. It's going to take a time there in the Middle East. It's going to take time, many years. Changes over 10 years there. September. More purification, more healing of our hearts. Stepping and embodying our soul self, so clearing, cleansing, stepping deeper, allowing more spirit to step into our physical vessel, allowing ourselves to have new experiences, going where you are guided, trusting your flow, trusting where your soul wants to take you, trusting the creations, trusting yourselves, dear ones. Can you learn to trust yourselves, trust your journey, trust yourselves, trust your journey, trust your heart? This is what's coming for September. October, anchoring your energy, going where your heart desires, seeing communities starting to build. The collapse will continue, but know you will be provided for always when you stay in your heart and stay in the vibration of love and joy. November, the word I hear is co-creations, loving vibrations, structures building where they had collapsed. New structures are being formed, foundations are rising, the building blocks are going up, like you're on the next level of soul journey, soul experience. So the foundations have been built. So if the foundations collapse in the year, they will be built by November. They'll be coming up through the soil where you can stand in your sovereignty and build solid foundations in your truth. And December is a culmination of the year to witness the change and all that unfolds in the year, to look at yourselves, because you will be someone else. Your soul is flourishing through this time, and you will not recognize yourselves in a year's time. There's so much soul maturity happening through this time, spiritual maturity, stepping into your ascended selves, stepping into your higher selves, stepping into your heart, stepping into your soul suit. A lot of you will look different, more weathered, more ancient, more soulful. Faces are changing, softening as well, becoming more compassionate with yourselves, more love for self and more love for others, anchoring peace on the planet. It is a powerful year, dear ones. 2025 is a very powerful year where you will see the shifts and the speeding up of time. But beautiful things will be anchored. Beautiful things will come through the soil. We ask you, and this community will focus on the building. We will not focus on the destruction. We are focusing on the building of unity consciousness. And that is the energy that we will anchor and we will hold through this time. May peace be with you, dear ones. May peace and love be with you as you enter new phases of your soul journey and step into your expanded selves. We send you our blessings and we send you our love. So just taking a deep breath and just anchoring all of that information in your heart. And when you feel ready, you can start to bring yourselves back into this space. Just have some water as well, if you want to have some water. Okay, thank you everyone. So yeah, just take a deep breath. A lot of energy was in that space. Let me just put my music off. Okay, thank you so much. You will get the recording so you can listen to it again. But you know, there's going to be a lot going on next year, but stay focused. I think the message was stay focused on love, stay focused on joy, stay focused on building the new world, and stay in your alignment, really. Step into your heart. Okay. All right, so I'll just check in your messages in a second. Just to let you know, I will be putting on the newsletter. So if you are part of the newsletter and if you haven't join the newsletter, you can see our events that are coming. We have 2 retreats next year. We are doing a retreat in Glastonbury in July, the first week of July. So we'll be there for the 7-7 Gateway. Glastonbury is the heart chakra of the planet. And that's where my retreat started in 2015, 2016. We started our retreats in Glastonbury. So we'll be going to Glastonbury this year. It's calling at the heart. And then we're going to Peru as well in October. So those dates I'll be putting out soon. We're just finalizing the retreats. So if you want to journey with us, keep an eye on the newsletter so that you can see what's coming. We are starting in January. Our Monday sessions will be Tesla technology, 888 technology, which is going to be profound. We're going to be working as well on quantum health on our Monday sessions. And then Thursdays are the Mystery Schools of Magic we are opening. We'll be working with money. We'll be doing channeling courses. If you want to do angelic Reiki and master Reiki, we'll be hosting those as well. And working with multidimensional money. And there's just so much. The Emerald Tablets too is also coming for next year. So those are always on Thursdays that we do the mystery schools and the magic. Okay. All right. If anyone wants to share, let's just have a quick share. So that you can just have a connection. Okay, let me see your messages. Just have some water after that as well, because that's really important. I can't read right now. When I've channeled, it all becomes a blur. But I've seen lots of hearts and yeah, lots of messages. I'll try to read them if I can. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. And be more open and fluid and let the year surprise you. This community will not be focusing on fear. I'm going to say that again. We're focusing on building unity consciousness, the infinity sign, love, connection, deepening bonds, community, joy. That's our focus, and that's what we're building, and that's what we're leading. We lead from love, not fear. So thank you all for being part of this community and bringing your hearts into this beautiful space. It's been an honor and a pleasure to see you all today and to be with you and to channel for you. And I look forward to 2025 and all the new creations that we will birth together to build the new world. So sending you all love. Have a fantastic Christmas. I love where you're all from, all around the world. It's just amazing. We're all lights going on, creating this galactic infrastructure all around the world, coming together and becoming one harmonious unity grid of love and compassion. That's what's happening, which is so beautiful and divine. So I'm just so happy. So thank you so much, everyone.